Welcome into the Dallas Cowboys Report. I am Tom Downey here with some minicamp takeaways with day one officially in the books for the Dallas Cowboys. This is the second Cowboys Report video we're doing today, mostly because it's my show and I felt like doing a second video. So thank you guys if you've tuned into both. If you want daily and, as you can tell today, sometimes multiple a day Cowboys videos, you've come to the right spot. If you love the Cowboys, then you need to subscribe for everything going on around America's team, youtube.com/Cowboys TV. Let's begin with our first takeaway on one Dak Prescott. Head coach Mike McCarthy saying, Dak looks great. We can now put Dak in the best shape of life category again. And he's also hoping for more quarterback runs this year by Dak Prescott. Unquestionably, that number dipped this past year. Maybe not by the same level you would expect. Now, some of these were scrambling for a yard, if that, getting back to line of scrimmage when the offensive line broke down. I think the designed run number was unquestionably down. Even overall, it was certainly down. Dak, his first 3 years, had been a 60-ish carry guy, 6 touchdowns a year. That has dipped as of late. Remember, the 2020 injury, despite what some people might tell you, was not on a designed quarterback run. That was a scramble and a freak injury on that standpoint. Here's what McCarthy had to say on Dak and his health and his running and all that stuff. I think like anything, this is year 3 in the offense, and the opportunity to move more potentially than past as far as what he's being asked to do. I think he's clearly, the thing that jumps out to me is his movement ability in the scramble drills and scramble situations. The way he activates the scramble drills. He's gotten more reps at it, and it's more natural to him. He looks really good. About last year, McCarthy had this to say. I think we tried to be smart. I think it's obvious we didn't call as many quarterback runs than probably prior. So there weren't as many in the game plan. I think we tried to be smart when we used him. We saw especially, and this is the Cowboys at this before, so it's not new, the Cowboys later on in the year did call more quarterback runs for Dak Prescott. I call them the high leverage run plays. On 1st and 10 from your own 20, do you want to dial up the read option? Maybe not. On 3rd and 3 from the 7, do you want to dial up the read option? Maybe 3rd and 2? Sure. And what play works better than any other for the Cowboys? The 2-point try quarterback draw. That play works every single time the Cowboys dial up unless there's a holding penalty. Those high leverage run plays do work. I'm not trying to turn Dak Prescott into Lamar Jackson. That's silly talk. Can I utilize his legs even one more time a game? Yeah, I think that's a good idea to do, assuming he can stay healthy, which was a problem the past 2 years. So do you want Dak to run the ball just a little bit more? Y for yes, N for no. This question is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad break comes here on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there, let me know. Y for yes, N for no. More good news coming out of minicamp than some, maybe not some good stuff later on. Jalen Tolbert had a very strong practice today as the Cowboys have no receivers healthy, more or less, and he's also viewed as the early favorite to be the punt returner. I will make note that Tony Pollard also got some run at punt returns, but it would appear that Tolbert is the lead candidate for that job. I like giving him reps early, see if he can do it. Here's a photo from Michael Gelkin, by the way, of Tolbert fielding a punt. The Cowboys need him to be a big part of this team, and the early reviews so far, now that he's healthy after a hamstring strain at the beginning of OTAs, is a very promising sign for the Cowboys' 3rd-round pick and the player that I had the highest grade on of all their draft picks this year. He had a touchdown catch, a few of them from Dak Prescott. He and Dak seem to be building some quick chemistry early. I'll also make note that a lot of Tolbert's reps have come from the slot so far, which I think makes plenty of sense. So what I'm saying is that I am cautiously excited about Jalen Tolbert. The 3rd-round hit rate for wide receivers, not always the best, but I like Tolbert a lot as a player. So I don't want to get too far into the hype train, but I do feel good about what we've seen so far out of Tolbert. Folks, the Cowboys Report is also on Rumble. We have free and uncensored content that you can listen to podcast style on your phone in the background. Beyond our coverage from Chat Sports, there's other news, politics, if you're brave enough tech business coverage as well. We're trying to grow beyond just YouTube, so give us a follow, rumble.com/CowboysTV. I'll put that link in the comment section and in the description of today's video. Next up on our wide receiver minicamp takeaways, Simi Fehoko fared well. He's had some ups and downs in the past, but he has been getting a lot of work for the Cowboys so far, and this was one of his better days per the media reporters there. The more reps for Fehoko come because, well, the Cowboys are decimated right now at the wide receiver spot. CeeDee Lamb, who's been doing walkthrough stuff but not team drills, isn't really out there. Again, don't be worried about Lamb. He's fine. They're just being cautious because, it's June, and Lamb doesn't need that many reps. Michael Gallup, not back yet. We'll see if he's back in time for week 1. James Washington remains banged up. I doubt we see minicamp, hopefully training camp for him. Noah Brown also injured. So all of a sudden, your top receivers are Jalen Tolbert, Simi Fehoko, TJ Vasher, and then a bunch of undrafted free agents. So a lot of great chances for the young guys who haven't done anything before in their NFL careers. But unsurprisingly, the defense overall has had some slight advantages because turns out Trayvon Diggs on guys like Vasher and Brandon Smith and Dontario Drummond, well, that favors the all-pro corner more than it does the offense. But when it comes to Fehoko, he has been a previous breakout candidate for us here at the Cowboys Report. Will it happen this year? A for yes, Fehoko is going to break out. B for no, it will not. Make your predictions for me in the comments section. Defense now, Sam Williams had several, we're going to call them sacks in air quotes because there's not actually tackling, although a couple different times QBs ended up on the ground because the offensive lineman got pushed back into them. Looking at you, Josh Ball, and I believe it was Ben DiNucci on that rep. Williams did beat several players. David Hellman mentioned Matt Waletzko and Terrence Steele. The Belt mentioned Tyler Smith as well. He had probably his best practice so far by a pretty good margin. Dominant was the term thrown around for Sam Williams. It's a great start for the young rookie. Of course, it is just minicamp, so I don't want to get too far on board the hype train. But in an ideal world, Sam Williams in year 1 offers you impact as a situational pass rusher. I think a fair over-under is 5.5 sacks. And if you get 5 sacks out of your second-round pick in year 1, you should feel pretty good about that one. So make your predictions, over or under 5.5 sacks for Sam Williams in 2022. Type in O for over or type in U for under. Dalton Schultz next up here, as he was present at minicamp for the Cowboys, but he didn't do much of anything. Didn't do any of the team drills, and I want to wait a day for certain before declaring it, see if he does anything more tomorrow. This sounds an awful lot like a holding in. In the words of the great Marshawn Lynch, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Dalton Schultz has to be at minicamp present in order to not get fined. But if he's not doing anything, despite being healthy, by the way, that would be an indication to me that he's present but not really present from that standpoint. So just keep an eye on what Schultz does the next 2 days. And we, assuming there is the day 3 of minicamp, McCarthy said he might cancel, but been a little sloppy. Not sure he's going to. We spent some time earlier today on Dalton Schultz. The video looks like this. We talked about Tony Pollard. The Cowboys have promised him a bigger role in 2022. We'll see. We will have more videos for you Wednesday, our live show Thursday. Minicamp is the focus. Since then, we've got about a month break until training camp and things get boring. Hit that big red button if you haven't already. It's youtube.com/CowboysTV. Let's talk kicker now. Jonathan Garibay is the only kicker on the roster. Michael Gehlken continues to report the expectation is Dallas will add somebody by the time they get to Oxnard in July, and that is to have some more competition at kicker, which I am fine with. I think Garibay was a great college kicker, at least when the 1 year he had his job at Texas Tech. Did miss twice today, 55, 53, also made one from 53, or from 55. It's minicamp, can't read too much into it. I think the preseason matters a lot more. The end of day drills of like pressure-packed situations for kickers, always impactful there. I want a competition at kicker. I am down to sign somebody, But I also know this. The Cowboys, for now, are handling this correctly. By having competition in theory and by not promising any one player the job, they are avoiding a potential, we'll call it the Chris Jones situation since he kind of started it, of we like our guys no matter what they're actually doing on the field. So don't lock yourself into one kicker. I think that's the Cowboys' approach this year. Do you think they actually add somebody? They haven't done it yet, and I kind of got to see it before I totally buy into it because that's been an issue in the past. 1 for yes, 0 for no. Will the Cowboys add another kicker? Get your predictions in for me in the comments section. We mentioned some of the receivers who are out of practice today. Here are some other ones not participating. Jayron, Kearse, and Malik Hooker, which means lots of reps for guys like Tyler Coyle, Marquise Bell. Bell's been a baller so far at OTAs. Kelvin Joseph got rolled up like a week and a half ago. I think he's going to be okay long term. Nothing too concerning on these guys right now. Jabril Cox still working his way back from his ACL tear. Should be okay in time for camp, at minimum midpoint of camp. Damone Clark, this is no surprise. I doubt he's playing football this year despite what Stephen Jones might try to sell you on. 2 running backs also out. Rico, Dowdle, who we mentioned earlier today in our other video, the first video of the day, has a hip issue or had hip surgery last year, then had a knee scope in the offseason. Again, back by camp. And I don't know what's up with Malik Davis, but I know he is also among the Cowboys players who are not participating right now at minicamp. We'll see if that changes today and potentially on Thursday.